We continue our breaking news coverage for you now. We want to get back to anchor Tanya O'Rourke live now in Louisville as we continue covering that mass shooting at a bank in downtown just across from Slugger Field. Happened early this morning. Tanya is with a woman who was shot in that 2018 mass shooting at Fifth Third Bank here in downtown Cincinnati. So we want to send it out. It's a unique perspective, Tanya.
Yep. Yeah, I'm here. Right. This is Whitney Austin. Whitney Strong is your organization, your job. Let's just start at this. You were in 2018 in Cincinnati in September, and unfortunately, you were shot 12 times and survived. I can't imagine how you're feeling today.
I think I'm a little bit in shock, in a state of disbelief that it has happened again in the city in which I live, and also that it's just so similar to what happened to me back in 2018.
These things keep happening. They just keep happening, and your organization, Whitney Strong, works to come to some sort of explain for folks that you're not trying to ban guns. You're trying to get some sort of measure of control.
Yeah, we say common ground. So we all agree that what's happening in America with mass shootings is unacceptable and that we need to do something to prevent them. And so my organization plays on that concept that there is common ground, that we can come together no matter our political differences, no matter whether we own guns or we do not own guns, but that we can find common ground and make progress. And really the perfect example of that is last summer working in Washington, D.C. for the passage of the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. And so the data is very clear. There are common ground solutions, and that's where we need to lead.
What else can we be doing? Because it feels like, is there a mental illness component to these shootings? Is there a medication component? What else could we be looking at?
I really appreciate you asking that question. There should be no solutions that are evidence-based that we do not consider. And while we do need to see more legislative change, we also need to make change as individuals. We have responsibility over making change as well. And so what we know so often with mass shooters is that they are struggling with thoughts of suicide. And one of the things our organization does is help educate people on the warning signs of suicide, how to have a conversation with someone who is suicidal, and to get them to the experts, the mental health experts who can help them in their time of need. And so that's just one example of something we can all do individually, we can do to help make sure that people struggling with suicide are not going to continue down that path of mass violence.
When I've often heard from police officers, investigators, that if you are suicidal, you could become homicidal. So suicide is a component that we have to consider. Is that, I'm hearing you say that, right?
Yeah, no, that's rooted in research. A majority of mass shooters are struggling with suicidal thoughts. And so the more we can, as a society, better recognize those warning signs and help those people in need, we can make a difference. We can prevent some of these shootings. These mass shooters are hurting. They are looking for someone to understand the ways in which they're hurting and to intervene. And so we can do that. We can do that without legislative change.
Today, there are 5 people dead, including that shooter, and then there are 9 who are either struggling for their lives or will have scars forever from this. You are one of those people who survived a shooting. Miraculously, you survived this. So what would you say to those folks right now who have a long road ahead of them?
I always share that I got the best of this. I survived. I got to go back to my family. I got to start Whitney Strong. There are so many people in this country that will never get any of that because their loved one is gone forever. So if you find yourself in a position like me, that you survived and you need to put one foot in front of another, what I would suggest that has worked for me is, 1, to center yourself in gratitude for the outcome you received, but then secondly, to consider activating for change. There is not a day that passes since the shooting that I have not, through my organization, done everything we can to prevent gun violence. And that in and of itself gives me hope, it gives me peace, and I invite everybody to participate with us because nobody's okay with this. Is this really the way we want to live? Do we all want to be afraid to go to work? Do we all want to be afraid to send our kids to school? Do we all want to be afraid to go to a parade that's highly populated? No. This is really a phenomenon of the last decade, and we do not have to live this way. So participate with us, join in with Whitney Strong, and let's make change together in a bipartisan way.
And finally, this happened in your hometown when you woke up this morning, or you were getting your kids off to school or whatever it was, 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning, you started hearing about this. Are you okay?
I'm okay-ish, but that pales in comparison to all the people who are suffering today. So I really appreciate how much people care about me. It means a lot. But I would ask you to just send your energy and your prayers to all the people that are struggling today, all the people that are struggling from 2 weeks ago out of Nashville. Who knows where it hits next? But I'm on the other side of it.
Yes. You are. You are so strong. You are Whitney Strong. Whitney Austin from Whitney Strong's organization. And thank you so much for being with us. I know this is hard to talk about, but I know that this is your passion and your life's work now. So thank you for being with us. I'll send it back to you, Evan, and we'll keep pushing people to go visit Whitney Strong and see what she's doing to affect change when it comes to gun violence.
They have done so much work as an organization here in the greater Cincinnati area as well. Tanya, thank you so much.